Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast. I'm your host, Erik Henriksen, and with me today, once again, the Wolf Pack. We are back together again. It is Josh Day and Anthony Shabazz. Guys, how are you doing today?
I am just reeling from the news of Ryan Pepio out for the season for no other reason than the amazing trade that you pulled off a few weeks ago. It just keeps getting better and better, or worse and worse, depending on the side of the trade.
We logged
Sal
on.
Stewart, Ryan Pepio, the keeper league.
We logged on, and Josh just goes, Erik,
Folks,
I think we have
quit.
to out you. We have to arrest you.
Yeah. Thief.
Shame.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe shame on me for not scooping sooner, you know?
Well, who would have thought that he would have made that deal so early and
he chose it. I can't even be like, it's like I want to be mad at something. I want to like punch the air in anger, but like according to you, Erik, the story goes that this other manager wanted Ryan Pepio.
I have the receipts.
So
you never could be mad at the
let
person.
bygones be bygones, I guess.
You can't be mad at the person who got the better of the deal. Like, you have to know your players' values. Like, that's on you. Like, always. It's always on another player, on another manager. So
maybe your like manager alias should be like Barnum. Maybe that's too old of a reference, but like, a sucker born every minute. Like you two are so good at like sniffing out. Like, you guys are good at trades, I'll give you that. But you guys are also like just so good at like sniffing out, I guess like managerial weaknesses, or like, I don't know, but it's just like this isn't like a one-off. I will say, like, we're one of you has found, like, has told the story of your trade and come back to me with like, oh, well, they chose the bad choice. They chose the handful of beans, over something of quality,
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's like an innate talent of yours, or you just strike at the right time, or you're just like wolves in sheep's clothes, and you just
we are a wolf pack.
Devour these lost.
This is what I wonder, and I don't know this because I didn't watch baseball as much before we started playing and started to get way more into it as my adult age. This is different than like fantasy football, and I'll be wondering sometimes, like, these managers just don't understand how this works. So they're like, hey, take the hot guy. Forget anything about us about it. But I learned it. They should learn it. Fuck. Like, you guys been playing it long enough. Like, that's it. So
I'll tell you this. If you really want to learn how to not necessarily fleece a manager, but how to really negotiate, go back a couple episodes from a few weeks ago when Anthony and I were on the pod and JD was his week off. Listen to our trade masterclass, because Anthony really gave us how to approach a manager, and I literally followed it for this deal that I made 2 days ago.
Oh, well, that's right.
Yeah, but before we get into that, hold on.
Oh, no.
I'm going to tease that. We're going to have to wait just a few minutes for that. I just want to, as we're in our opening segment here, I want to say happy big 4-0 to our guy Anthony right here.
What?
Yep.
Oh, happy birthday to you.
Sing it, JD.
That'll be on our Patreon. You can hear my whole song.
Anthony, happy birthday, sir. The big 4-0.
Thank you.
I just wanted to shout you out there on the pod for the world to know that you have now you're approaching the hill quick.
Yeah, that place. Like you said, the same oil, same creeks, same but
I thought you were. This outs your age, because I actually thought you were closer to Erik's age, but actually, you were closer to my age.
I am the baby of the pod.
I'm in my early 40s. I'm actually 27, but I look 40.
Life came at you hard. Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the trade that I made in just a few minutes. So on this week's show, we've got reading the news, which will really just be we're gonna dive into the trade because it'll be really this podcast is just gonna focus on an update of our teams and really what we need, what kind of state we're in, and then we're gonna try and help each other out because we are the three best friends that anyone could have. So we're gonna help each other out. We compete against each other, but I am co-managing a team with Josh. I'm also co-managing a team with Anthony, and then we play against each other in a league. But we always ask each other for advice. So really, even though we're against each other, it's just all in good spirit and competitive fun. And for a championship ring this year, let's not forget. So when we come back, we're going to talk about the trade. Oh, actually, hold on. I got all this stuff I got to read. I forgot for a second.
Yeah, the rigmarole, please.
Here it
Just
comes.
in case people are lost and they don't know where to, they're listening to us, but they don't know how to find us.
Right, exactly. They could have stumbled upon us. So as a reminder, we release a brand new episode every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, so be sure to subscribe so you never miss it, or any episode for that matter. We're available on more podcast platforms than ever before, including all the major ones: Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Audible, and some new ones including Spreaker, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser. That one trips me up every time. Podchaser, Castbox, and iHeartRadio. Don't forget, we have video on YouTube as well, so you get to see our beautiful made-for-radio faces on our YouTube channel, the Talking Fantasy Baseball. Really simple to find. Please subscribe and leave a 5-star rating, a like, a thumbs up, a kind review. It goes a long way in helping us out. And if you have a question, leave us a comment on the YouTube video, and we'll be sure to answer it right here on the pod as well. When we come back, we'll talk about that trade that I made this week. Not Sal Stewart for Ryan Pepio that Josh is wanting to arrest me for, but another one that's pretty interesting that he thinks I overpaid for. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast. Josh Day, Anthony Shabazz, Erik Henriksen here with you, discussing our teams this week and how we can sort of maneuver and improve now that we are a full month into the season. It is Friday, May 1st. We are recording this. Happy May, also, by the way, fellas. So we have now quite a bit of data set that we can pull from for players. So now it's just not, it's early, it's small sample. Yes, it's still small sample, but at least now it's not 4 at bats or 3 starts. He's got a launch angle or an average exit velocity of 99 miles an hour. 4 batted balls. Yeah. So anyway, I teased it in the opener. I did make a trade this week that Josh does not want me arrested for. He thinks I overpaid.
Slightly.
Just a smidge. And keep in mind, this is a keeper league where you get to keep a player in the round that they were drafted for 4 years plus 1 round every year. So if you drafted a guy in the 20th round, next year you keep him in round 19, the year after that, round 18, etc. So this is the league that, by the way, the 3 of us are competitors in. I traded Zach Neto, who can be kept in round 21 next year. I kept him in round 22 this year. Zach Neto and Will Smith, the catcher, not the relief pitcher. I don't know is the relief pitcher still in the league?
I don't know, actually. How did you say that?
He won like 4 consecutive World Series with different teams or something like that. It was pretty crazy. If Will Smith was on your team.
No, I don't think he is. He's not.
He's not.
Right.
Okay.
Will Smith, sorry.
So Dodgers catcher Will Smith, Zach Neto, and a 15th round pick for Cam Schlittler, who can be kept in round 18 or 17 for 3 more years, and Dansby Swanson, and a last round pick because the picks have to even out. So, Josh, you called me out. You're like, I think you overpaid a little bit.
Yeah, no. I think ultimately Zach Neto is the more valuable player in the whole deal. So I think, general consensus is that whoever gets the most valuable player wins the deal. However, looking at just the context of your team, I think you made a trade that overall strengthens your team because you have Ellie De La Cruz. So you already have, I think you have a better shortstop, and then I think Zach Neto's kind of like the boring bowl of oatmeal in terms of
he's just
of shortstops. Well, I don't think he's much. I think he's like really good for you, but like he's kind of boring. And like as you experienced over the offseason, nobody wanted him.
I didn't understand that.
It's Zach Neto. I don't know. He's a good player. I think he's the best player of the deal, but just looking at your team, the context, you already having a stronger shortstop, and also the fact I think you need pitching. So, I think you made the right move here.
Thank you. Yeah, because
and then also not having a shortstop frees up your utility spot. So,
oh my goodness,
slight overpay, but makes total sense.
Yeah, look, I had Ivan Herrera. I just picked him up earlier this week or at the end of last week for offense because Will Smith looked like he might go on the injured list. So I picked up Ivan Herrera. I did some digging into the numbers, and Herrera plays every day. Will Smith plays like 4 times a week, and Anthony knows this better than anybody as a Dodgers fan. So didn't get a laugh out of him. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate it. But yeah, Dalton Rushing might be squeezing into the playing time there, but also
it seems like it.
with the back injury. Also, they only care about the playoffs, man. My fantasy team does not care about the playoffs for the next 20-something weeks because I need to make the playoffs, and I need a guy who's going to play all the time. So, Ant, what do you think?
Well, first thing he says about Will, I think you're right about that. Like, we only care about the playoffs, especially for Will, because like you said about the injury, like he's definitely going to want Will to play the most during the playoffs, so he's going to be managing that time preciously. Like, I don't think Dalton Rush is going to come in and play significant time, but it'll be sometime. Like, he won't be enough to be fantasy relevant, but it'll be enough where it's like, this is hurting me if it was you.
Go ahead.
Look, the trade, I think the trade is foolish from the manager's perspective. His strength was his pitching keepers. He has Skubal and he had Cam. I said Cam, guys, because I
we know.
Schlittler.
Anthony and I on multiple occasions have talked about Cam Schlittler, and it's not the easiest word for Anthony to pronounce.
Schlittler.
You got to be real careful on that one.
But like JD said, I was going to say the same thing Josh said, is that it works out for both teams, I guess. Like, more for you than him. Like, you needed that for sure, like the pitching, especially because coming into the season, you put a lot on Kyle Bradish to be the ace, or like your keeper.
Oof.
And that's like the struggle. Now you have Cam, like you better go through with that. So overall, like, I don't think it was too bad. Like, also, like with the boring bowl of oatmeal, as Josh said, I've never, you know me, we've spoken about Neto. I'm not overly big on Neto.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's supposed to take like a step up, but it's just something about that sub 800 OPS that sits there. I know it's like 20 and 20, but it's always like an injury thing, like projected to be 20 and 20, but it's like the OPS is probably going to be under 800 again. He might get it. He's always going to be hurt. I'm not really that into it, so I think it was good for you.
Yeah, thank you. So this might really anger you guys because I'll tell you what the initial offer was. I don't want to dwell on this too long. We do have limited time today, but the initial offer, I didn't even make one. I made him make the offer first. So again, go back and listen to that trade special that we had with me and Anthony a couple weeks ago. He comes to me. I was like, hey, like, what do you think you need? He's like, oh man, I'm not sure. Yada yada yada. I said, are you open to moving a pitcher? That was my initial thing. He said, oh, I'm not sure. Potentially, I have a bunch of guys on the IL coming back. Meanwhile, half his staff is made up of like Kumar Rocker and some other interesting players. So I said, yeah, I'm mostly interested in Schlittler. And he says, man, for Schlittler, because he can be kept so, late, I would probably have to be, like, because he's performing like a top 20 pitcher. It'd probably have to be Wood and Stewart and something else. James Wood, Sal Stewart, and something else. And I was like, all right, whoa. You want me to give you a guy performing at the level of a first-round pick, another guy performing at the level of a first-round pick, who's also both great keepers, and Schlittler, Stewart, for that matter, actually is a very good keeper option right now on May 1st, but there's still plenty of time left in the season.
Yeah, let's get through the season.
Yeah. And so he wanted Stewart, Wood, and something else. And I'm like, for Schlittler, I'd have to, let's hold on. Okay, Stewart's going to get second and third base eligibility. He's already gotten third base eligibility on CBS. He started at another position. I think he started at second base last night. And I was like, first of all, Neto straight up for Schlittler is fair, but I am willing to overpay and give you Will Smith too. And then because he didn't want to drop Dansby Swanson or Jeremy Pena, he's like, would you take...
This is a 10-team league, by the way.
Yeah, this is a 10-team league. Shallow, like 22 players per roster. And he said, so will you take Dansby and throw me like a 15th round pick? And based on Anthony's advice from our trade episode, it was very much like, don't let the deal slip just because you don't need part of the deal. So right. I just said, okay, great, because I was getting exactly what I wanted, which was Cam Schlittler. And so hopefully my pitching staff is a little bit better. So don't kill me, guys, that the initial offer from him was James Wood and Sal Stewart, and I managed to work it to Neto and Will Smith.
I mean, that's much more reasonable. Like those two for Schlittler, like that's just like
ridiculous.
In no. Well, I guess maybe there are some managers that would do that.
But
like,
right. It's ridiculous. It's
like
ridiculous.
on a real, like, you know,
there should not be a range that big.
No,
for what you're offering or what you're going to accept in the trade. That it shouldn't be going into it. It's not even a chisel down. Like, how long did it take? 15 minutes to get to that point? It should take you 3 months to get him down to Neto. But,
It took 5 minutes. I'm looking at the timestamp on my text messages. Anyway, so that's the trade that I pulled off. But what we're really going to do today is we're going to talk about our teams. And I know we all have multiple teams. So, guys, you can pick one. We can be the team of the league that we're in together. It could be the team that we're co-managing. But let's try and work together and say the state of this particular team and the roster, and how we can fix that, and some of the pieces that we're looking to either moves that we're looking to make, how we can improve, and hopefully the strategy of us and how we would manage our teams helps you out there, listeners, manage your teams. And we'll get to that right when we come back. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast. Anthony Shabazz, Josh Day, Erik Henriksen here with you. We're going to talk about our teams and strategy and how to fix the issues. As there's breaking news, Ryan Helsley goes on the 15-day IL. More pitching injuries. Look at that.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Come on.
This is insane. Trevor Rogers this week, which my mind went really dark when they announced Trevor Rogers' injury, because they're like illness undisclosed. So I just went to like things that were really dark immediately. It's the flu. I was going to say it's just the flu, but the flu can be pretty bad. But like, why not just disclose that to begin with? It's not like he has, I don't know, an STD or something that they had to like, shut him down. I'm just saying. All right, so let's talk about our teams and the maneuverability that we have here. Josh, we're going to start with you. I know we co-manage a team together and we play against each other in 2 leagues. So which roster do you want to talk about? And take it away.
Well, I think I'm going to talk about playing 3 leagues this season, and I think I'm going to talk about the one I'm most concerned about, which is our shallow 10 team category head-to-head league.
That's the one that we all play in together for all of you listening.
Yeah, that's the one we originally started playing in over 10 years ago. It started as a redraft, and then it kind of converted into a small kind of keeper league. We keep 5. We don't need to get into the nitty gritty of that. Actually, you kind of explained it earlier. But anyway, it doesn't really matter for this purpose. But anyway, I kind of think this is a real team.
Wow. Okay.
I just lost Ryan Helsley. Like,
God, another injury.
Like, I think it was kind of a perfect storm. I think I was missing an early pick, and also I kept all hitters. And in this league, a lot of really top flight pitching was kept. So
Yeah, that's different than it usually is.
it usually is. So my pitching isn't great. Jackson Churio was one of my keepers, but he's been injured for the first month. Francisco Lindor, which was I think my second round pick, he's now injured. Nick Kurtz off to a slow start. Jazz Chisholm off to a slow start. Caminaro's been okay. Griffin is going to take a while to cook.
I don't
Bellinger's
know.
been
Looks like he's starting.
yeah, but I mean, it's not. He
Yeah,
hasn't been like
course.
gangbusters. He's
Right.
been serviceable, but like, um, Corbin Carroll's been great. He's kind of like the lone bright spot. Base Lauder was good for like the first week and a half, but he's, been scuffling. Numbers look good under the hood, but like now he's sitting against lefties, which is not great. And then I've just been churning out, bats. And then like as in terms of pitching, it's like my ace is Chase Burns, which is good, but then there's Framber Valdez, Robbie Ray, Harrison, Weathers, and then I have like injuries are bad, man. Like I
Oh
wish
yeah.
this
Yeah.
commissioner would open up the IL slot.
I am the commissioner, which is why he says
mean-
that. But I look at your team, and okay, so Churio Lindor injured, 1, 2, that's 2, right? And Ryan Helsley just went on the IL, that's 3. Pete Fairbanks 4, Josh Hader 5, Carlos Rodon 6, and I left off Bryce Miller because I saw you picked him up either this morning or last night.
This morning,
so
yeah.
you have 7 guys on your roster on the IL, and honestly, like I can understand holding on because they're better than what's on the wire, but
Yeah, that was sort of my decision making on Miller. Is
Right.
like,
yeah,
well, I could pick up who's like Max Meyer, but like I don't trust him to be
No.
consistent.
no,
Or even go 6 innings. It seems like the Marlins are very like,
they're particular.
they're very particular, and also they're managing from the dugout, so that's like they're obviously very data driven. So
Yeah, there's absolutely nobody you can drop, honestly.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Pete Fairbanks, but then I was like, well, is he gonna like? I don't know how severe the injury is, and like saves are like really scarce this season.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to say, only thing with him too is like being the fact that it's a nerve thing. I don't know
Yeah.
how bad it is, but just a nerve thing makes me like nervous. Like
He missed 3
Yeah.
weeks with the similar thing in 2024.
How was he? Do you remember how he was after he came back?
He was fine. I think he had one of his better seasons, actually. Let me see. 2024, 45 and a third, 23 saves, 44 strikeouts, 3.5 ERA. Not terrible.
And I'm sure some of this is coming down to the fact that you put capital into him. It wasn't just like you picked him up, like you drafted him, even though
He wasn't. I don't know that he was like a big
it wasn't. I think it was the 10th round.
investment.
11th round pick.
I guess I could drop him because now Helsley's out. I don't even I don't even know what Helsley's out with.
Elbow information.
Oh boy.
Oh
Yeah, not good.
I hate that diagnosis because inflammation, and I credit Chris Towers for this. I was listening to him
he
on the
explained
CBS
it
pod.
perfectly.
Yep.
He explained it
Inflammation
perfectly.
is a symptom. It is not a diagnosis. So that could be literally anything. The good thing here for you, JD, is that Rodon has one more rehab start and then he's back. So at least you can flip somebody there. Bryce Miller should be back in a week or two.
That's why I picked him up.
Yeah. Fairbanks is the most expendable because let's look, your other closers. Yes, I understand Helsley just got hurt, but if this were an hour and a half ago, we would have been like, you have Ryan Helsley, Emilio Pagan, Lucas Urseg, and you have Hader stashed, and we know Hader is going to come back in a couple weeks. So you can get away with 3 closers.
I have Tyler Phillips too.
Yep.
I think. I mean,
filling in.
So how many
Yeah, but he's
saves will
filling
they
in for
get?
Fairbanks, so that's a 1-to-1 replacement there, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you'll regret dropping Pete Fairbanks because it's not like he's been very good this year. Remember when he had to come in to start the game? We talked about this.
Yeah, I just don't know who, like, as we were saying, like, I don't know what the corresponding moves are because it's like I like this morning I picked up Bryce Miller, who's on the IL, over a healthy pitcher, so it's
Right.
like
Right.
But
there's
what
not a lot
healthy
of
pitcher are you going to pick
I mean,
up?
no, I think it's like a patchwork thing where it's like you're about to drop him to start to fill in some of those holes, like get you some innings, get you some, like you might start a streamer spot, but it's doing nothing for you right now.
no.
With the 7, that's the other part of it.
Yeah,
And there's no timeline on him either, is it?
Who's
Fairbanks. It's no
Oh
timeline.
yeah, there's no timeline. We'll probably hear something like next week or so.
I mean, so
Imagine.
let's see. I think I heard that Fairbanks is hoping it's the minimum stay. I love when pitchers are like, yeah, it's going to be the minimum stay, and then they miss like 2.5 months. It's like, shut up. You don't know anything. Stop it. Okay. You floss wrong. You go on the IL. So please. Yeah, you're of all the guys on the IL. Again, last time we saw Bryce Miller, he wasn't very good either.
No.
I'm thinking like those two are expendable, but there's really nothing out there that has the ceiling that these guys have.
Right.
So it's almost like you're in a position where you just got to take the L for a couple weeks, which is silly.
See, I just don't think this team is just not hitting. Like, I don't need to be like in first place, but like, I just think I don't think this is a winner this year. I don't even know if this is a contender. I mean, we'll see how May goes, but like,
first of all, me and Eric both think that your team is definitely a contender.
Yeah, please.
Your team is good, but I think Eric, here's the thing though about it is that it's like they don't have the ceiling, but right now I think Josh's thing is you don't want to get too deep in that hole. Like you gotta try to make it do something. Like somebody do something, and if you don't, like then you're in the point where it's like it will matter obviously, but our league is a little more competitive this year. I think with some of the new people we have coming in, and like them 6 spots, it's not warranted you're going to get one of those. You know what I mean? So long season still, but.
This is a shallow league too, so there's always going to be something on the wire that's at least borderline useful that isn't going to, scare you to death to put in your lineup or your rotation. There's always a replacement. Actually, essentially what I'm saying is the replacement level players are higher in this type of league with the players on the wire than they would be in, let's say, the 12-team league you and I play in, Josh, or the especially the slow draft that we talked about on the pod where there's 312 players drafted. Like, I'm pretty sure between I think the threshold in this league is 3 IL spots plus an NA. So that's 40 additional players on the 220 that were drafted. So 260, right, is the most max amount of players rostered in this league. To 312, like all those players are available.
Right.
So there is something there. You just, you got to play the game essentially, but this is shallow league. So you have to make hard decisions, which is really tough. But I think we're in agreement. Like, you can probably drop Pete Fairbanks or Bryce Miller and be okay, and play the game. If you have to, like, if you really don't want to drop those guys, drop Tyler Phillips, and just use that spot as a streamer. But your hitting will be fine. I'm not worried about that.
Right. Well, I think also too, like, it's like we had this conversation. We probably can get into this in another pod, but the will be fine of it all sometimes just doesn't work at some point.
Yeah,
like it's been a month of Jazz, and it's like we know Jazz will be fine, but it's like, brother. brother, I need something. Like,
first round pick.
Let's move over, Anthony. We're going to move over to you, who is such a savage, okay, that he made a move while we're having this discussion. He added Rico Garcia and dropped Moises Ballesteros, who, perchance, Josh and I picked up in that really deep league because it's an OBP league, and he's got a really good eye at the plates so far. So we're just, scooping up all the catchers in case that league gets shallow. Now we have Ben Rice, Moises Ballesteros, and Samuel Basayo.
Nice.
But Anthony Savage, okay, tell us about one of your teams and one of the issues that you're having.
So I'm gonna go with our league again. Our league still like the same league that Josh just did, just because that the league is like a little. I feel really good about that team, and it's just like that one is it'll be okay team. It'll be totally.
That's the one that we're co-managing.
That we're co-managing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna run through the whole team first, make it easier. Kyle Riley at catcher, Bryce Harper at first.
Wait, I gotta stop you right there. Hold on. Let's remember Anthony had how many first round picks?
I had 3.
You had 3 first round picks, and then you had like 10 picks in the top 50 or some ridiculous.
I have 4, but I traded one for Crochet.
Oh,
but I did have 4 first round picks. This is the trade. This is the trade bonanza last year.
Yeah, it was. All right. So just to give everyone, this is how Anthony acquired some of these players. But continue.
So Kyle Riley, catcher. First, Bryce Harper. Second, Altuve. Third, Josh Young. Obviously, that was a pickup because the third base was awful. Robert Witt Jr. at shortstop. Judge, outfield. Tucker, outfield. Britt Rooker, Gunner at utility. Jackson Morrow on the bench. Let's just talk about hitting first, and then I'll get into the pitching. The hitting sounds incredible, but people have been slow rolling me. They went around like Brent. I didn't expect Brent Rooker to be like a groundbreaker, but I expected my 240. You know what I mean? I expected my 240, 800 plus OPS, 30 homers, and it's been nasty. But it's like, this is the bad part. It's so nasty that I know it has to get better. I'm like, I don't want to just
get worse.
Yeah. If he was hitting 220, I'm like, oh, maybe it's some at 111. It's like I'm a little weird. We spoke about this when we drafted together. Gunner at my utility has kind of clogged up the hole, even though I don't have a really better option for him because Jackson Merrill's on the bench and he hasn't really done much either. Gunner's been doing this thing, except that 214 batting average is a problem. Let me go to the pitching. Zach Wheeler, Emmett Sheehan as a starter, Woodruff as a starter, Luzardo as a starter, Skeens, Parker Messick, Lodolo. I'm adding in IL spots here too, guys. Crochet, Schwellenbach, Green. Relief pitchers: K. Smith, Aroldis Chapman, Tanner Scott, Raisel Iglesias, Rigo Garcia. Now, I also have a lot of IL spots. I just lost Woodruff today. That's 1. Lodolo 2. Raisel 3. Crochet 4. Schwellenbach and Hunter are more like stashes. So
this is 6. A lot of red on your team here. A lot of red.
It's a lot. It's like, I have a lot. And yeah, like I think some of my issues are coming in at is I don't know where it's at yet, and I'm still thinking on it. Like, it doesn't feel smooth yet. Like, I'm missing a couple of pieces on the hitting side. Like, it doesn't. You get in the groove where it's like I feel like every category. Eric's laughing. What happened?
How are you missing anything on the hitting side?
I mean, like I don't. I run into this thing where it's like even in the weeks where they've been.
Well, I think third base.
Yeah, third base is not
good. Second base.
Both, right?
Yeah.
Yo, Altuve went 0 for 89 over there. It was last week and a half ago, and I was like, brother, like a 200 on base was. I mean, a 200 OPS was crazy. So maybe that was what pulled it down on me. I can't get average. I can't. I'm like, I have to put something together. Obviously, Kyle had a terrible start. Still 7 home runs. I'll take that. But pitching is obviously where I'm struggling now because I have so many IL places, so many ILs. I'm going to have to make a decision and probably drop somebody soon that's I'm stashing, and make something happen. But like JD said, there's not a lot there. Like it's not a lot to just go and pick up. Like, oh yeah, I definitely want this. It's not there.
Yeah, but this does come sometimes down to a numbers game, and Anthony, you kind of alluded to that when we were talking about Josh's team. Is that like sometimes you just need an amount of stats, right? Like you need the counting stats, and so looking at your roster here, like you can 100% drop Nick Lodolo. Like, you will be
Oh, yeah.
totally fine dropping Nick Lodolo.
Mhm.
There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And he's probably going to
Yep.
do it right now as we're talking and make a pickup, just like he picked up Rico Garcia with Ryan Helsley on the IL. Yeah, you do not need Nick Lodolo. You could probably also drop Schwellenbach so I can get him back.
That's what I was thinking. As soon as I drop him, like hotcakes. I don't
think Schwellenbach's going to be useful at all this season.
Yeah.
They wouldn't count on him.
Yeah.
That is who I was. Well, obviously, because I picked him up on the whole thing with me. You were going back and forth with it. Like, he's like the number one target to drop for a spot.
But let's also remember, like, okay, so Woody just went on the IL with shoulder inflammation. You guys see that yesterday?
Yeah,
85 miles an hour on his fastball is not good. It's bad. It's very bad. He literally couldn't get anything on. It was one of the craziest things ever, and I talked about that a lot with Carson on the pod yesterday. Was we were recording the Shallows, because it was happening as we were recording, so it was kind of wild. But Iglesias is due back next week, so that eliminates a guy on the IL. You can drop Lodolo. Crochet's going to come back hopefully sooner rather than later. MRI came back clean.
Good news.
So yeah, you don't have any hitter injuries, which is interesting. So
that's good.
Yeah, came back. Yeah.
Must be nice.
What you could do, Ant, is you could drop Lodolo, and quite frankly, I think you could probably drop Woodruff too, but drop Lodolo, Schwellenbach, and then you could look for third base, second base streaming help.
Yeah.
Because
Josh Young was a good pickup for streaming anyway.
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Yeah, for now. Right. I think he'll be
for now. I don't know what he's going to do
until he gets hurt.
He's done this before, where he's been
like
thing,
and
then he's not.
He
gets injured, right? It's pretty fragile.
Yeah, he gets hurt a lot of soft tissue injuries.
These guys. Let me say this. I just want to say this. Get it out there. These baseball players need to start chewing tobacco again. Like it's something.
Rafael Devers, who's terrible.
Yo, I don't know what type of tobacco.
I don't know about that, man.
Texas Longhorn, Nolan Ryan tobacco, because this is, it's just so every single player is like.
Look at my team.
It's insane. And when you said, and I thought I had the most ILs. I didn't know you had 7. It's nasty out here. It's really bad. And
what a waste of Cheerio and Monero. I got one more season with them.
Ultimately, let's not forget it is May 1st, so there's still plenty of time. But as we said last year on this podcast, it's getting late early. So
who wants Carroll?
Stop it. I don't even think, had you at this point in last season acquired Caminero and Chorio back yet?
I think that was a May, maybe late May acquisition. I don't know. It feels like that was.
Nick Kurtz wasn't even up yet last year. So don't worry. There's still plenty of time for you to pull your magic. And there's plenty of time for your offense to turn it around, because my goodness, your team.
Yeah, that's a good team.
Not worried. It's like you said, your other team, Ant, you're not worried about it. I'm not worried about that team either. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about this one as well, because Kyle Tucker hasn't even gotten going yet. Okay. Witt hasn't gotten going yet. Already 10 stolen bases, which is nice. Raleigh is starting to get going. I'm not worried about this roster whatsoever. I could 100% see at some point you drop Sheehan, you drop Wheeler, you drop Woody. I'm not worried about this team at all.
Yes, Sheehan, boy, you was hanging on. You was hanging on by a hair. You was hanging on by a hair.
You can't drop him because he's healthy.
Right, yeah.
After that 10, I got to see what's gonna happen. But yeah, I was. It was nasty.
All right, so I guess it's my turn. I'm gonna pick both of my keeper league rosters in this sense. They both seem to be really pitching deficient, and we'll just kind of concentrate on the pitching, on let's say on my whatever. No. I'm like going back and forth in my head. You're hearing this live. Let's go to the team, my other team, not the league that we play in together, but the one that I'm playing against you only. That is the 12-team keeper league. This team, I won the championship last year, but my pitching is bad. It's bad. And I don't typically have bad pitching staff. Sometimes I have a hole or two in the staff, but I don't typically have bad pitching staffs. I have Freddie Peralta, Yuri Perez, Shota Imanaga, Noah Schultz, Chris Bubich, Kyle Harrison, Reed Detmers, who I just picked up yesterday, and dropped Michael Soroka because I had Michael Soroka started yesterday, and that went really well.
And Arizona. Ooh.
And last but not least, I left him here last because this is the guy I really want to focus on and talk about, is Bubba Chandler. I have Bubba Chandler on this team and in the league that we play together. And I just am reaching the end of my wits here. You guys talk me off the ledge of dropping Bubba Chandler, but looking at both of your pitching staffs, you would pick him up immediately. Would you?
Erik, he correct me if I'm wrong, but he's available in the deep 12-team league that we co-manage.
I think he is. Yeah.
Do we need to pick him up?
Oh God. Do we? Let's see. He is available. He comes off waivers May 3rd.
He's on waivers.
He is. This is so hard.
I told you guys.
I was looking at this morning because I was like, oh, should we pick up Bubba Chandler? Because I picked up Moises Ballesteros in that league this morning, and I was like, oh, Chandler. But then I was like, what's the corresponding move?
Right. He's been so bad. He's actively hurting your rosters. I understand the stuff is great. He doesn't locate too poorly, but like, why is he so bad? Like, it's extremely frustrating. So I have him in both of those leagues, and I don't know what to do with him. I don't really know how to correct that pitching staff in that league. To give you the relief pitchers, this is saves plus hold. Relief pitchers are pointless. Tony Centillan, Jeremiah Estrada, and Eric Miller as well. Oh, and Trevor Rogers is on the IL in that league. So like, I almost feel like at this point dropping Bubba Chandler is addition by subtraction.
Yeah, I always, with these kind of problems and like, in terms of like roster management, my question is like, what is the corresponding move?
Yeah.
It's like, what, like, for example, like, who have you been looking at as like a possible replacement? I think that would be a good exercise because like, if you're just dropping him to like pick up, the hot arm, then that means you're going to be like, you're setting yourself up to be like, that's like just a streaming slot rather than an investment. Like, is it better just benching Chandler for, I don't know, 3 or 4 starts to see what happens versus like, I'm done with him because he's probably going to get picked up. And then I'm resigning myself to streaming because there's probably not like a stable pitcher that's gonna, you're gonna carry through the rest of the season. Likely not. I'm just saying.
Right. So the corresponding move was going to be to pick up a relief pitcher, which just feels so silly in the saves plus holds league. Plus, I have 3 healthy relievers now that Estrada came off the IL today.
Yeah.
My other issue in this league is Luke Keaschall and what to do with him. Anthony, let's start with you on Mr. Keaschall because we drafted him in the joint league that we're co-managing together. And we have since dropped him, but this is not a one-off league. This is a keeper league.
Right. So here's the thing about Luke. So let's just say, because you guys are a forever keeper.
Yes, this is forever keeper.
This is forever.
Yeah. What do you project him out to be in the best case scenario? It's going to be nothing that you would generally love to keep. 15 homers,
That's the
17
ceiling.
homers. Yeah, the ceiling. Like what we talking about average wise? We looking at
260.
yeah, I was gonna say 265. Let's give him the best case.
Yeah.
Outside of like an anomaly year, it's gonna be nothing that you generally love. Now, with second base being so thin, people are gonna want to go for it. But we in our Yahoo leagues, we know next year is gonna look different. Sal's gonna be there. Tatis gonna people are gonna start to move around differently with the second base.
Yeah.
And this man and what he's giving up, it's not good. Not hard hit is low. Um, max EV is low. Like Wob is low. Everything is just kind of chilly. You know, it's nothing about him that stands out. Same thing I felt about Bubba. I said last week. Bubba has the velo, but that's it. In the underlying numbers, they really don't, to me, look great. They're like, oh, it looks okay. It's not great. It's even worse with Keaschall. You know,
Yeah.
Like if Keaschall was an outfielder, this wouldn't be a question.
Right.
Yeah, like
it's only because he's second base.
Right now, the Bad X projects him, and most of the projections. This is actually a rosier projection, but it projects 10 more home runs, 61 runs, 49 RBI, 18 stolen bases, and 269 average.
And then let's go a step further. We always look at people's splits. Like he's already bad against against like lefties. He's bad against at 250. Against righties, he's hitting 192 with a 48 OPS. Like, listen, man.
That's same-handedness too.
It's just like it's nothing there that sticks out except like the K percentage.
I actually, not that I ever really use this, but I actually tweeted out the other day. I was like, please somebody tell me what the point of Luke Keaschall is, other than the fact that he doesn't swing and miss often.
Actually, we should we should chat offline. I don't know how interested. I have a second baseman in that league that I would trade you.
Is his name Fernando Tatis Jr.?
No. I mean, maybe. I guess that would be a much bigger discussion.
No. Let's talk about it right now, right here on the pod. Tell me. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's see if we can put in the masterclass right here live.
We got our judge.
Yeah, we do. Oh, by the way, this league is so upside down. The guy who's come in last place the last 5 years in a row is in second place.
He had like 50 RBI.
It's just so dumb.
Can't do anything about that.
No, yeah.
Is that the guy with Michael Harris?
What?
Yeah. Michael Harris destroyed. That was the week he hit he went off.
He's up 12-0 now over friend of the show, Todd. Okay.
Yeah.
Todd's got his butt kicked. 12-0. Okay, so who do you have at second base that you'd be interested in flipping?
I have Altuve. He's not, of course, that you make that fit.
I'm surprised Miguel Vargas doesn't have second base. I thought he used to have second base eligibility.
Yeah, I mean, you have Otto Lopez there now. I mean, maybe Otto Lopez ends up having a better season. I don't know.
I kind of like Otto Lopez. Like the underlying numbers look good. The walk rate's down a little bit and the K rate is up quite a bit, but hard contact rate is up. He's already set a career high in max EV. Could stand to get the launch angle up, but Woba and ex-Woba kind of don't like each other. But XBA still solid at 287. I don't hate Otto Lopez there, but this seems to happen to me every year in this league where one of my position players, regardless position like hitters, one of them, it doesn't matter what it is weaker than everything else. And I don't know how this always happens to me in this league. And I tried desperately to prevent it when I had Mookie Betts is like the Swiss Army knife of positions at second, short, and outfield the last couple of years. I don't know what it is, but like, honestly, overall, this team, it's the pitching that hurts it. The hitting, just to run through for the listeners, Cal Raleigh, Matt Olson, Otto Lopez, Austin Riley, Dansby Swanson, Kyle Tucker, Ronald Acuna Jr., Chase DeLauder, Sal Stewart, Luke Keaschall, Wyatt Langford, Jackson Holiday, and the stash of Leo Dallas DeVries. points.
Ooh.
So it's not a bad hitting team. Matt Olson's seeing his 2 years of bad luck be reversed all at once here. No, I like my team.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be competitive in the end, but like right now, the holdup for me is the pitching. It's just not good.
Yeah, mine's not great in that league either. I have Crochet in that league, and we know.
Wait, did you start Ryan Nelson and Garrett Crochet?
Yes, yeah, that was a fun. I think
right.
Ryan Nelson had like 200 ERA.
Yeah, it was 216.
Yeah. Well, I know we both have Crochet, but the Crochet thing, I'm feeling good about it. Obviously, like you said, inflammation, you don't know. Like you said, Chris Towers explained it well, but I think knowing that it was something that he said that happened in spring training makes me feel better about it. That all that stuff was happening. It wasn't just like some off
Yeah.
brand just thing. So hopefully he can get better, and then we'll be back rolling in June, hopefully, or whenever.
So just to wrap up this segment, and I'll find a commercial break in there somewhere to put it in post. So anybody who's listening to this, there will have been a commercial break by now. Just to wrap up this segment, what do you guys think is the principle to abide by when we are talking about moves here, things to do as far as maneuvering your roster? Is it opportunity cost? Is it replacement cost? Anthony, let's start with you on this one. What is the principle that you should abide by? As one of my favorite lines in all of cinema, the dude abides. What should the dude abide by while looking to make moves at this point right now?
Well, I think because it is still early, like it doesn't feel good, but I think it's still keeping eyes on long-term value, not just hot assets right now, because that's easy a lot of times, like you see something hot and then you go for it, and next thing you know, you drop somebody valuable, like JD said about even like Fairbanks. He was concerned about the saves in our league. It's like if you feel like he's going to come back and get saves, even though that saves obviously, but just as an example, honestly, for me, like personally, I'm even though I think that's the way, I'm not looking at that right now. I just the way my team is structured, I'm looking at something hot right now because my
Yeah.
pieces are in place. So I think it still depends on your team. I mean, if you have a team like mine or like JD's, where it's like you have all these assets, you feel they will be strong. You're looking for something to keep you afloat until they can get going. Other than that, if you have a hot ass, if you have a good asset, Crochet, that's not playing well, even like I said, with Rooker, you don't look to sell those for something that's just hot right now.
Josh, over to you. What do you think? What are your principles to abide by? What does the dude abide?
Well, I think it's also a tricky point in the season because we're a month in. I don't know about you guys, but it just feels like the first rush on the free agent market has dried up, and there's you're just looking, and it's just
Oh yeah.
there's nothing. So it's kind of you know, yeah, I guess it's well, what are you again, what is the corresponding move? Is it better? Obviously, it's better to just have if you have a bunch of if your injured list like mine is completely clogged up, it's better to just have Crochet on the bench, rather than to me that's worth more now than I obviously wouldn't drop him. I'm just saying
Yeah.
sometimes these I picked up Bryce Miller. Maybe he's bad, but maybe he's slightly better than what is out there. Don't know. But I think but I also agree with Anthony. It's well, you also can't slide behind, so you got to find I guess you got to find space in your roster where you can invest in a future asset, but also stream. Right now, I'm streaming Miguel Vargas in our 12 team teamer Erik.
Yeah.
Because he's been really hot, so I can plug him in because I had Eugenio Suarez who's on the IL. So it's just all right, now I'm going to play the hot hand. until Suarez gets back. I mean, he wasn't doing anything to begin with.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess you got to look at your team and just see where you can make moves now and where you can invest for the future.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely this time of year is definitely hard to figure future value, rest of season, and current value.
Yep.
We're in that like tricky window because at the beginning of April for sure it's future value, rest of season. I can't really look right now because the sample's so small. Now that the sample is growing, you can start looking at, okay, is the rest of season going to be worth holding on to? Is it going to, turn out the way that I think? But then again, this player's still really good and we're a month in. So, you want to try and figure out the balance, like you said, guys, of now versus later. Whether your format is also dependent on that. If you're a keeper league, you might be more reserved. If you're in a redraft league, you're probably going to be a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, it's not like later in the season where you're like, well, now's the only time that matters. So
right, exactly.
Because that's not the case. So yeah, it's a fun time of year. It's a different time of year. It's not, I don't think a lot of people really talk about the strategy of right now. They either talk, as if it's the beginning of the year or later in the year, but this is the interesting, fun part and the tricky part of managing a fantasy baseball team is right now and probably for the whole month of May as well. But no, I hope we were able to give you guys, your listeners, a little bit of insight into how we would go about managing our team. Josh and I did not finish our trade negotiation, barely got off the ground. We're going to offline that and we'll get back to everybody next week about the results of that and if anything came about. But I'll just say this live on the air. Altuve, what do I have to give up?
I guess you'll have to find out. Tune in next week.
Stay tuned next week. That is what you call a tease. We are going to wrap it up right there. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. To make sure you don't miss it or any episode for that matter, please subscribe. We're available wherever you get your podcasts. And if you don't know where you get your podcasts and you're listening to us, how's that even possible? But if you need another platform to find us on, go back and listen to my big read at the beginning of the episode and leave a comment on the YouTube video. 100% chance of us reading it, answering your question on air. So for Anthony Shabazz and Josh Day, I'm Erik Henriksen saying, see you next time.